What's up, Going Frying Pan people? Welcome back to the kitchen. I hope you guys had a good week. I won't deliberate on other things. Obviously, there's a topic to have today. For those who have the memory of a goldfish, last week I talked about um, doing this sort of content week where I just focused on content for a whole week. Like I would just wake up. I have this very specific. It was a test week. Like it was a test week for the rest of the summer because I plan on doing this and just working on content over the summer. But I needed that confidence of having that test week, right? And so let's talk about the results of it. Obviously, the initial plan of having two uploads uh, didn't happen. Looking back at it, the positives and the negatives, it wasn't feasible. It really, really wasn't. It was just, I didn't, it's been so long. I mean, I've been working on this video for 4 months now, and most of that time has not been me actually working on it. It's me being, saying that, oh, I'm working on it, and not. So my perception of how long edits actually took was warped, you know. But it was wrong. I'll just tell you that. It was just, it was not right. Um, and instead of, a video taking maybe a day or a section of it to edit a section of it, maybe taking about a day, it would take about a day and a half to 2 to maybe even 3 days, right? I think most things is probably going to take about 2 days, right? So I just or underestimated how long editing things takes, right? That's the first problem, right? Second problem, I did not keep entirely on track. It was just I had a lot of in front of me. Um, I had a lot going on, and this was still like a celebratory week for me and my family. So we had a lot of stuff going on, but I don't want to make that sound like an excuse. In most ways, for many days, it was entirely me, and in knowing my shortcomings and not adjusting appropriately, right? That was fundamentally what the issue was. But that being said, um, I'm still okay. I guess I could talk about the negatives first. Let's not do that being said or anything like that. Not quite yet. Throughout the week, Monday I didn't really know what I was going on. Obviously, that was the first day. I was still kind of like getting my footing. And then Tuesday, the first half of the day was really good, and then the second half I just hit a wall. It was not at all as productive as it should have been. It was not at all as effective as it should have been. I just spent that time. I think I was looking at YouTube Shorts and yeah, just not good stuff. So obviously that's not great, but the week. Well, first of all, I was being productive. I had made some serious progress. I think I edited all the intro, and I had edited together the first act and stuff like that. So okay, not the end of the world. The next day, I also wasn't as the most productive. The reason for that, um, being that uh, I had some celebrations. Some people came in from out of town to be able to celebrate my birthday, right? And that's I was planning on that. That was valid. That was okay. But still, then on Thursday I had a really productive day. Thursday I felt the repercussions of the days beforehand. I'm like, wow, I'm already at Thursday and I'm not far enough, And it was that kind of sinking feeling, that like that concern of like this is not. I'm not as far as I wanted to be, and I'm not as far as I need to be, right? And then on Friday, first half of the day, I woke up on time, I got on my computer, and then I did nothing for the first like 5 hours of the day. Maybe it wasn't 5 hours, maybe it was only 4 hours, but still, for too long on Friday, I just did nothing. And I was still productive that second half of the day. But that first half, I was disappointed, but I wasn't like distraught or anything. But I had someone sit down and talk to me, And this is someone that doesn't typically isn't typically very crass or mean, and tries to generally be really supportive and really nice. And she said to me, I don't really believe in you. You have proven time and time again that you cannot do this. You know, um, you have continuously not succeeded in being able to make a real improvement. You've continuously failed. You've always like acknowledged that there's an issue, but then you like minimize it and don't really treat it with the severity that it has that it deserves. And now you've gotten to a point where you're all the way through the week and it's not done, and you needed it to be done. You really wanted it to be done. And your general work ethic is not good. Whenever you talk about like things of absolution and like really really working on it, you don't, right? You always are like, oh well, I need to make sure I have time to do this, and I need to make sure I have time to do that, and I need to have time off, and I need to accommodate myself. That's not what you do whenever you need something. Whenever you need something more than anything else, you will do everything in your power. She used the reference of school, which obviously school is different for different people. But she said that, like, yeah, whenever I'm incredibly anxious about something, whenever I have a test that I know I need to do good, sometimes I don't even eat. I don't sleep, and I just work on that. Now, obviously, that might not be the healthiest thing, but still, it was very poignant to me, the power and the severity, just how light I was treating myself. Oh yeah, what? Why? What? I forgot about this. I got Ubered as a defensive engineer with a Jag, 33 damage reduction. Still took down the heavy. Let's go. But yeah, that reference of no, you're not working hard. It's not that you're not working hard. You're not working as hard as you think you are. You're not being the person that you think you are, right? And that sort of, I guess it would be a wake up slap to sit me down and to, you know, give me some an important talk, right? And after that, on Friday, ironically, my power went out, so I couldn't really work on the video. But on Saturday, that's all I really did, And today, unfortunately, I had some family things that I had to take care of, which went over and took way longer than I thought it was going to. But I was the one who initially talked about it way back when, and so I was just opening the pool. But I was the one who talked about it a couple weeks ago, and so, yeah. So, what did I learn? And what is the general outcome? Well, what I learned here is a couple different things. I learned most potently that, as I was operating, it wouldn't have been enough, I still hadn't really rationalized the difficulty that I was entrusting to myself, which was what this week was for. It was for information. The core of this week was to understand information, to get information. And I think genuinely, what are you doing there? Yeah, that sucks. I think genuinely, I got that. Top to bottom, I learned so much, not only about myself, my habits, but also about my workflow, editing, and my process that I wouldn't have known if I were just trying to guess. I just would not have known, because there's some things that you just need to do. Like you need to be able to just do it, right? There are some scenarios. I recently watched a video from Tom Ska of there was this idea in San Francisco in like the 60s to dam up a bunch of different dam up the harbors and stuff like that to make different bases and harbor to make different lakes and harbors and everything like that. And it sounded really, really good, and in thought it was really, really good. But then they spent millions of dollars making this live model, live action recreation of it, and they came to find that it was bad, like really, really bad, and they wouldn't have known that if they didn't put it through an actual simulation. I mean, it was seriously bad. And they wouldn't have known that if they didn't put it through a simulation. There is importance in doing things and trying them out. There's a reason why this is a test week and not a full-blown work week. Now, I do believe that I will be taking this break. I do. I believe that for a couple reasons. Because while I was not as productive as I could have been, I know for a fact that it's what I want to do. And I know that doing this is the best way to do that. What do I mean whenever I say that? What I mean whenever I say that this is the best way to do that, and this is what I want to do, is I want to be able to create. And doing YouTube is the best way to do that. Now that might sound very simple and obvious, but it's important to have stated. It is important to state. It's important to state, and it's important to understand. Oh, absolutely, nailed that guy. For a while, I wasn't entirely sure if I particularly liked this. If I liked YouTube, if I liked editing, if I'd be able to tolerate it, if I'd be able to wake up on time, if I'd be able to eat, if I'd be able to, really live life with the severity of this being my dream. And I think that this week really helped me solidify that, yeah, not only can I, it's a necessity. It is. It's hard work. And going forward, I don't really know how it's gonna go down, but I can be confident that this week was really important, and that I can get better, and that I will prove that I can be someone to be believed in, that I can be someone that I was yesterday, that I can be more than just an admittance that I could be something. I think that. I believe that. I believe this is the smartest way, most likely way to go about that. Maybe not smartest or likeliest. Actually, you know what? No. I'm going to stop pretending like this is like an incredibly logical and an incredibly smart and calculated or guaranteed or safe option. I need to stop sounding like this is a safe option. Like, oh, this is just what's going to happen. This is not that. I am making this decision right now because it's an unsafe option. And because I have the ability to be able to have the resources right now and the time and the support to be able to do more than just suffer. Right now is a good time to experiment, to try, and to fail. I cannot think of a better time in my life to fail. And so I'm giving myself the ability to do that. I've been failing non-stop for years now. I am a guy failure, as they call it. And I'm proud of it. But clearly that requires me to have a difference in mentality. I need to adopt a better forward-thinking mentality, because clearly the one that I have right now isn't cutting it. I'm failing, but I'm not getting anywhere. Because I don't feel the weight and the severity of that failure. And so now I think it's about high time that I do. I've been gathering information for so long. I gotta do something with it. Hey, this was like a smart kill, and then I immediately died because I'm not a good player. Still got 2 more weeks. So hopefully you guys will be seeing at least the big upload before the end of the month. I think that will also be really telling if I'm able to keep consistently on it over the next couple of weeks, and if I don't just regress into nothingness that I was beforehand. Yeah, so hopefully you guys will be seeing that. I don't know what your guys' opinions are about this last week. Please let me know. Do you guys think I'm being stupid? Do you think I'm being irrational? Do you think I'm being way too generous to myself? Or do you think I got a shot? Do you think that that's reasonable? I don't know. Thank you guys for being here, and I'll see you next week.